Joining me now to react to this, former acting commissioner of Customs and Border Protection, Mark Morgan. Mr. Morgan, it's great having you here. Look, President Trump had 15,000 on the refugee count. Biden is more than quadrupling that. Here's my concern, that Biden doesn't have the setup ready to go. We're not going to vet all of these people he wants to bring in properly, and we're going to be letting in some folks who don't necessarily need to be in this country. Am I wrong to be concerned about that?
No, Chris, you're right on. Everything you just said, your listeners need to understand. You're absolutely right. Look, when President Trump was here, we had the same issue, right? Especially when we had a crisis at the southwest border. We went and explained to him, in addition to that, is that the same resources in the United States government that have to deal with asylum claims are the same resources that are going to be dealing with the refugee claims. And so you're already taking a crisis that we have at the southwest border, already tapping out of resources, and now you're going to make it worse. Look, Chris, in my opinion, this is just another attempt. It's another part of their strategy. And look, they're trying to get as many people in here. At the end of the day, they're going to try to find them the pathway to citizenship because they see a perceived political benefit. That's what this is all about.
And do we, and in your opinion, do we have enough infrastructure in place to properly vet 62,000 people from around the globe? Because I know why President Trump brought it down to 15,000. That was what he felt comfortable that we could safely vet to make sure that people who wanted to do this country harm were not getting in through legal channels. Do you think that Mr. Biden is going to sacrifice keeping Americans safe to elevate this refugee cap to 62,500?
Look, this doesn't bring me pleasure to say this, Chris, but the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, you only have to look at what's happening on the southwest border. Look, the policies right now, the open border policies, are already impacting our national economic security. What he's doing on the refugee cap by raising it is just going to add to that problem. Look, our resources are already overtaxed. We're not going to have the ability to properly vet who's coming in, and then we're going to allow them to stay. Look, this is just taking a crisis that's already here and making it worse.
All for political purposes. Now, we know how destructive Biden's policies have been on that southern border. The health care disaster that he is implementing by allowing China virus positive folks to come into the United States. We know about the rapes and the murders that happened coming up from through Mexico because it's a dangerous trek. And of course, the rapes in federal facilities now in the United States where all these children are being held, those reports coming out of Texas. And now Biden's policies are turning deadly. Crowded smuggling vessel sunk itself on the reef off the coast of San Diego. 4 people killed. More than a dozen were hurt there. Mark, the San Diego sector, ironically, has a pretty good barrier system, and that's why these narco-terrorists and human traffickers have to take to the seas. But because of Joe Biden, the risk that they're taking is worth all the cash they're making, right?
Chris, once again, you're spot on at everything you just said. There's a lot to unpack there. Hey, look, in Houston, they just found a stash house with over 90 individuals that are mostly single adult men, and many of them were showing signs of COVID. We could go on and on and on. Look, in San Diego, you're absolutely right. They're taking to the dangerous waterways because what we're doing to land, like the wall system, has been extremely effective under the Trump administration. And look, the calling card is clear. Right now, if you make it to our border, however you get there, you risk everything, including your life. People are doing it right now. We have moms and dads that are handing their kids over to the hands of their cartels because they know, once again, if you make it to our border, you're going to be released into the interior United States. And look, Chris, it's more than that. It's not just that they're going to be released into the interior United States, that they have prevented ICE also from removing them. So they're going to be released, and they've created a sanctuary country on the back end, and they know they're going to be allowed to stay.
Now, a lot of red flags going up in conservative circles over this. Senators John Cornyn of Texas and Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona introducing legislation called the Bipartisan Border Solutions Act. This would establish regional processing centers, prioritize the scheduling of illegal alien cases during a surge, create a pilot program to establish a fairer and more efficient way to decide asylum cases, and also focus on protections for unaccompanied illegal alien children. How much do you know about this proposal? And at first blush, are you happy with it?
Look, first of all, Senator Sinema, attaching herself to this bill doesn't surprise me. But, It does with Senator Cornyn. And with all due respect to him, he's on the wrong side of this, Chris. Look, we cannot deal with the crisis by just getting better at facilitating it. And that's what we're looking at. Look, I just got back from the border again, and on my plane, we saw 14 illegal alien families come onto the plane. Look, they were given medical attention, clothing, and free tickets to go anywhere in the United States, never to be heard from again. This bill, which Senator Cornyn has signed on to, will just make that more efficient. It's not going to stop illegal immigration. It's just going to facilitate it, and this country is going to get better at doing that. And who wouldn't come? Look, they're going to be allowed in, flown anywhere in the United States to these regional process centers. We're going to get better at releasing them and never hearing from them again. This is an outrageous bill, and I hope it doesn't see the light of day.
Yeah, amen to that, because what a stark contrast. Senator Cornyn from Texas trying to facilitate illegal immigration, and you've got the state of Texas itself suing the Biden administration because the Biden administration is allowing in China virus cases by the thousands. Mr. Morgan, it is great to meet you. We'll talk again, sir. Democrats are...
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.